one of the very first things that people ask when they want to take lessons is, you know, do you teach classical or jazz? Like, which one of those should I do? And I think that that is the wrong question. I don't think that that is actually what's going on at all. Because the thing is that music is a language. And throughout all of time, throughout all of history, as long as we've had music, there have been people who could speak that language. So you think about, like, what does it mean to speak a language? Well, it usually involves some kind of literacy, so you can read. It also involves speaking, so you can speak the language as well, right? So when we think about some of the most famous, even like what we would consider like a classical composer, they were all improvisers. They were all able to create music off the top of their head, and it was all informed by the music of the time, right? Because if you're speaking a language, then you're going to be informed by the culture that's around you. You got to know the hits. You got to know how to play Happy Birthday or whatever they were playing in the 1800s when it was their birthday, right? And there's no way around that. And so there really isn't as big of a difference between classical and jazz in that the language, the vocabulary that we're using is the same. And the things that are different is really the culture and the style. As a teacher, my curriculum is a hybrid of classical and jazz stuff. It's like all the good stuff that you need from each one, because there's a lot of great stuff in all of these traditions that can make you a fully informed speaker of the musical language. And so I always describe my teaching style as a hybrid between classical and jazz. As I've been developing my curriculum over the years, I've always been trying to figure out, what does a musician need to know to have a career today, right? Now, I teach a lot of musicians who are very serious about building a career as a musician and functioning at the top level and getting into music school and stuff like that. But the thing is that I'm also happy to help people who just want to do it as a hobby and don't need to take it to the highest level, right? So learning a language and being very proficient at it can be a very serious thing, but it can also just be a casual thing for love. And so, it's kind of fun to get to meet someone who wants to learn about music and see what their goal is, and then, either push them as much as I need to push them or not, right? Just kind of like take it week to week, and that's just fine as well. I get paid the same regardless. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it useful and you'd like to support the Piano Dojo, please consider subscribing and buying the book.